Hi, in this lesson I'm going to talk about gas pressure conversions. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about conversion of units of gas pressure. We have three common types of gas pressure units where we're going to have the millimeters of mercury, also known as torr, depending on your textbook, or we have the kilopascal and the atmospheric pressure. We have three different types and they have different symbols. Well, for the torr, usually depending on your textbook, it either tells you torr or millimeters of mercury. Its abbreviation or the symbol that they use is millimeters of mercury. Well, it's mmHg. Then we have the kilopascal. For the kilopascal, it's lowercase k, capital Case P, lowercase a. Then we have for the atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is simply abbreviated as ATM. Well, today we're going to talk only about like a quick or brief information about those rules, and after that, when we start talking about gases, we're going to have a full playlist about gases and the gas laws. Okay, so simply now we talked about symbols. Now let's talk about the conversion. For the conversion, it's said that 1 ATM equals 101.3 kilopascals, and this equals to 760 millimeters of mercury. Okay, so does that mean? What does that mean? Well, simply it means that 1 ATM equals 760 millimeters of mercury, and that also 1 ATM equals 101.3 kilopascals, and it says also that 101.3 kilopascals equals 1 ATM and also equals 760 millimeters of mercury, and 760 millimeters of mercury equals 101.3 kilopascals and equals 1 ATM. Okay, so that's for the conversions. Now let's talk about or let's take an example. So we're going to have a quick example. It's going to be only one example showing how to convert the units, because of course we said this is only a short video talking about only a brief information or an introduction about gas pressure conversions, and we're going to talk about what is millimeters of mercury or torr used and for what used, and kilopascal and atmospheric pressure. Okay, so now let's talk about it. For simply, we're gonna have now, or simply, simply we're gonna have an example. An example says the pressure inside a car tire is 350 kilopascals. So it says that we have 350 kilopascals. Pascals. Well, the question says express in both ATM and mmHg or millimeters of mercury. So it simply says convert kilopascals into both ATM and torr. Okay, so let's do that. Simply, we'll start by writing 350 kilopascals down. We write 350 kilopascals, and we're going to think about the unit that we need to convert to. Let's say we want to convert it to ATM. So what do we simply do is that in order to cancel the unit kPa, we need to always have the unit kPa under. So by dividing it. So 350 kPa, we're going to write here 101.3 kPa, because this is like the standard unit or the standard conversion that's used when you're talking about gas pressure conversions. So we're always going to use 101.3 kPa. So kPa cancels kPa out, and we're converting to ATM, so we're going to write above there ATM. So always the unit that we want is always up, and the unit that we need to cancel is always down. So kPa goes with kPa. Let's do the math right now. So we're going to start calculating everything. By calculating, we're going to write 350 multiplied by 1 divided by 101.3. So that will equal to 3.45 ATM. 3.45 ATM. So 350 kilopascals, this equals to 3.45 atm. Last thing to do is converting it to what? We need to convert it to torr or millimeters of mercury, and we're gonna be done for today because just a quick or brief information about gas pressure conversions. Okay, so we write now 350 kPa. As you said, we want to cancel kPa. What do we do with it? Simply we write the unit downwards. So what do we write down? Of course, the standard number that we're going to use is going to be 101.3 kPa, and we're going to write above the number that, or the unit that we need to convert it to. So we want to convert it to millimeters of mercury. So simply what do we do is that we write the number that is needed. We need to write that each 101.3 kPa equals to how many what millimeters of mercury. So every 101.3 kPa equals to 760 millimeters of mercury. So we're going to write the number that is supposed to be written up, which is 760 millimeters of mercury. But why is that? Simply always remember, whenever you want to convert from one unit to another unit, you need to always know that how much of that will equal to that. So that means if we have 101.3 kPa, how much millimeters of mercury will that form, or how much of that will it equal? Well, it will equal to 760. So that means we're going to write 760 above there. Okay, so kPa cancels kPa out. We're left with mmHg, which is millimeters of mercury or torr. So what do we do right now? Is simply we're going to do the math. We're going to write 350 multiplied by 760 divided by 101.3. So that's going to equal to 2625.86 millimeters of mercury. So that's our final answer, and we have solved everything that is needed. So yeah, this is all about our lesson for today, and I hope this is useful. Well, don't forget to check out the playlist that I'm going to upload after like a couple of days. It's a playlist about the gas pressure conversions. I'm going to upload mostly daily about gas pressure conversions, and I may upload also a link on the video itself. Like, you can go down to the description and check out a link showing you a quick quiz so you can test yourself about conversion of units of gas, for conversion of gas units. Of course, in other videos in the playlist of gas pressure, we're going to learn about the ideal gas law and the gas law, or the laws of the gas. Okay, so this is all about our lesson for today, and I hope this is useful.